George's for the first time in 2021, it was during the darkest moments of my life. Walking through those big red doors, I wasn't sure if I was still alive. But this place, the people in this place, picked me up and took me home. There's a lot of things that I could say about being a trans person in an affirming church, but one of the most important things I've learned is that I will never, not once, not ever, feel better after arguing with someone whose opening line is, God made land and sea, night and day, male and female. I do not need to argue my existence. Nothing is going to change the words printed in the Bible, so I'm not going to try. Do you guys remember the eclipse we had last year? How excited everyone was to see the sun and the moon in the sky at the same time? Not only were they in the sky at the same time, but the moon had the audacity to cover the sun during the day. If not, it not only blurs the line between light and dark, but completely destroys it. Not night, not day, not even evening or morning. Something brand new. 3 friends gathered in the living room on April 8th, 2024, to watch the moon defy the rules we've so boldly placed upon the sky. One reached into their bag and pulled out the eclipse glasses that they keep in there just in case. The 3 of them pull lawn chairs onto the porch and take turns peering into the sky through the paper frames. One friend jumps up and down and sings about the moon, another laughs and takes photos, while the third wants desperately to look at the amazing spectacle in the sky, but screams in fear every time they lift their head up, convinced the glasses won't work and their eyes will burn. What a beautiful thing it is to spend time in the places between words. Have y'all ever planned a trip to the beach? Maybe parked your car down by the Rappahannock and spent a day pretending to be a lizard on the rocks by the river? Maybe played mermaids with your best friend in the pool? Looked for tadpoles in the creek or ran full speed down a sidewalk to jump in a puddle and splash your friend? When you put your toes in the sand and the waves wash over them, I guess that holy place is a little bit land, but also a little bit sea. When you bend down and grab a stone from the creek, your feet on a rock and your hands brushing against the wet algae, a little bit land, a little bit sea. Walking out to your car in a storm, buckets of water collecting on the roof and cascading down in front of your car, drenching you as you run out. A little bit land, a little bit sea. What a beautiful thing it is to spend time in the spaces between words. And if nuance and fluctuation is true of the sky and true of the earth, then it must be true of me too. I, and you, we, are a marvel in the sky. We are the tide rolling in on the beach, the water gently trickling through the pebbles in a creek, a kiddie pool in the backyard on a hot day. People build their homes, towns, communities around us. They mark us on their calendars and gaze up to the sky through lenses crafted just to look at us. In the spaces between words, hidden in the lingering silences as you take a breath to continue speaking the passage, that is where we lie. And isn't that just a beautiful place to be found? God created night and day, land and sea, male and female. What a lovely, simple idea to start a story with. But it really only is just good for the start of the story, right? It leaves a lot of room for growth. And that's pretty cool, I think.